Welcome to Geekend Update. I'm Justin, and when I found out my toaster wasn't waterproof, I was shocked. During a radio interview, the Flash director Andy Muschietti expressed that while the movie won't be a Flashpoint adaptation, it is a story about time travel. Okay, so in summation, either way, I honestly don't care what the plot they choose, so long as they teach Ezra Miller not to run like a baby deer trying to sprint for the first time. Oh, dear Lord. Warner Bros. Animation has released the trailer for their feature, Batman: Death in the Family. It is an adaptation of the infamous 1988 storyline that will again allow viewers to choose the fate of Jason Todd's Robin. Here are the glimpses of the choices. Damn, that's doozy. WWBD. What would Batman do? Yep, sounds about right. Square Enix unveiled Hawkeye as a new playable character in the upcoming Marvel's Avengers video game. Fans can't wait to play as a non-powered character as he shoots down bad guys with his 12 arrows. Then once he's out, can provide emotional support for the other Avengers. AMC Theaters announced in April that it was barring Universal films from all its screens following the massive success of the home release of Trolls World Tour. However, the two companies reached an agreement before the ban went into effect, most likely because AMC was afraid Universal will call them on their bluff, especially since Disney has pulled nearly all 2020 releases. Plus, no one goes to the Metropolitan Opera screenings anyway. Virgin Galactic has revealed the cabin design for its space plane, the VSS Unity. Despite how fancy everything looks, you know your suitcase will undoubtedly end up on Mars when the luggage tag clearly said the moon. This past Saturday, August 1st, was National Mustard Day, which means that following the success of last year's mustard ice cream, French's has teamed up with Oscar Blues Brewery to release a mustard beer. It'll go great with your soft pretzel on tap or hot dog in a can. Tastes like America. For just $7,500, you can now buy a Bionic armored TRex costume that stands 6 meters tall, weighs 75 pounds, and is armed with Nerf guns. Unfortunately, once you get into the costume, you will never be able to get out because your tiny arms won't be able to reach the zipper. Niantic reported at least 1 billion Pokemon were caught during the Pokemon Go Fest. Meanwhile, the amount of collected Tinder matches are like the fate of most of those Pokemon, getting ground up into candy. Sitting in storage, never to be seen again. You can toss a bunch of coins to your Witcher if you buy a $10,000 treadmill that will allow you to walk through the simulated world of The Witcher 3. Unfortunately, the novelty will eventually wear off, and Geralt will turn into a walking laundry rack. John Wick writer Derek Kolstad will direct an anime-style film for Netflix based off the popular video game franchise Splinter Cell. While no details about the plot have been disclosed, based off my writer Justin's research, it will be a tense espionage thriller where US Navy SEAL Sam Fisher is recruited by the NSA to secretly give splinters to any of America's enemies? Ouch, really? What a prick. Also, it will most likely be an origin story for the stealthy protagonist who will inevitably be trained by the first Splinter Cell. Legendary music composer Alan Menken has revealed the title for Disney Plus's Beauty and the Beast prequel series that will focus on Gaston and his sidekick LeFou, titled Little Town. This spin-off may seem pointless, but they base it off a real place. I heard to get to Little Town, you have to take your horse to the Old Town Road and ride it till you can't no mo. I'm kidding, but I did overhear it will be a delightful tale exploring how a small-town war hero compensates in his masculinity to mask the trauma over horrific memories of the perpetual bloodshed and carnage he experienced during his service. Followed by a musical number. Yay! 150 people in Rhode Island were baffled when they received tax refund checks signed by Mickey Mouse and Walt Disney. While the state taxation division claims it was a misprint, Disney stated that recipients could cash in their checks for some Disney dollars. Ah, lucky. If they hold on to those, they could be worth like $11 each in about 20 years. Protective case company OtterBox has partnered with Amazon to create a Baby Yoda-inspired product that fits over the third generation Echo Dot. It's designed for optimal audio output and won't block any of the Dot's functional aspects. So that's good, unless the batteries die and the Echo Dot croaks. Oh, it's a frog pun. Because Baby Yoda eats frogs. Yes, I get it. In unrelated news, we're now looking for writers who know how to actually be funny. Jordan Peele and Issa Rae have teamed up for the sci-fi thriller Sinkhole, in which a young family moves into their dream home that just happens to have a massive sinkhole in the backyard that has the mystical ability to repair objects. Unfortunately, we foresee production stalling, not because of the pandemic, but because Gerard Butler will keep sneaking onto set in a Speedo, kicking crew members into the hole, shouting, "This is Sinkhole!" Jean-Claude Van Damme is currently filming the Netflix action comedy The Last Mercenary, in which he plays a former Secret Service agent whose estranged son is falsely accused of arms and drug trafficking by the government. Bureaucratic blunders and mafia hijinks ensue. Sounds like his character will be splitting his time between family and work. The film is split between action and comedy, so I wonder just how side-splitting the comedy will be. Do you think Van Damme and his estranged son will make up over a banana split? Or maybe a bowl of split pea soup? Or will they split up again? I bet they'll film some of it on a split screen. Anyway, this is the first of several projects that Van Damme and Netflix have in store, so expect us to reuse all these jokes lickety-split as more news comes. And if we forget, don't cry over split milk. Jake, that one doesn't even work. Courtney Cox was announced to return for a Scream revival, which will focus on an updated return of the Ghostface Killer. Huh, I can't imagine murdering the U's will be a challenge for Ghostface this time around. I mean, instead of cornering his victims by calling them to ask what's their favorite movie, he could just be their Uber driver, or follow them on TikTok, or send them a social media survey asking which person they'd be during a murder mystery. Like I fall for that. But, I would spend my weekend catching up on work alone probably. I know, such a Monica here. Well, I do like scary movies, so I guess The Conjuring? Ooh, let me see here. Driven, kind, clever, athletic, gullible. A bleeder? Why would they ask that?